This is the Rabbit Report. I am Rabbit. Tonight, I want to talk a little bit about me, talk about my history a little bit. I was born in 1978. I was 5 years old when Return of the Jedi was in the theater, and I saw it at the Hilltop Mall in Richmond, California, and it completely changed my life. From then on, everything was different. I loved that film. The thing that stuck out to me the most was the puppets and all the creatures and stuff like that. Jabba's palace in particular really stuck out in my mind. I still remember Jabba on the big screen and seeing like the yellow subtitles that they use for the Huttese. But the interesting thing about that film is like even then as a child I realized like, oh, somebody's gotta make this. Somebody has to do that. And you know, Star Wars figures were really, really popular at the time. But the thing is like, you know, my family didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have a lot of things. We didn't have like all the main characters from Star Wars. So like didn't have like Luke, Leia, Han. Didn't really have Darth Vader. I think I had Boba Fett. And, you know, maybe I had Lando in the Skiff Guard outfit with the helmet. But one figure that I remember for sure that I had was the Gamorrean guards from Return of the Jedi, from Jabba's palace. And so the toy that I'm going to open tonight is really special to me. It's the Star Wars Black Series. There's a lot of glare. The Star Wars Black Series Gamorrean guard. And so you can see you got the guard there. You've got a couple axes. This is a really special toy to me. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird toy to be excited about, but I'm really excited about it. Yeah. So on the front, you got your figure. You got a nice drawing of the Gamorrean guard right there. On the side, I think it just says Gamorrean in big font. On this side, there's no number because it was I think a Target exclusive. And on the back, you've got another drawing of the Gamorrean guard, talking about like how they're used as like, you know, the security for Jabba's palace. On the bottom, pretty much nothing, just your barcode, all that. Let's get this open. So, of course, like I said, Return of the Jedi came out in the theaters in 1983. It was the follow-up from Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, which came out in 1980. So 3 years before that. And I think the weird thing is, like, I might have seen... I think I saw Empire Strikes Back first before I saw this in the theater. I can't remember. I really cannot remember. But I know Return of the Jedi was the first film I saw in the theater for sure. This figure came out in 2018, so it's a couple years old. It's just taken me a while to like get around to it. But you know, here we are. So the interesting thing to me is that the Gamorrean guards are kind of like, you know, they're obviously like pig-like creatures, you know, obviously bipedal, so they walk upright. They're kind of treated like they're sort of brainless creatures, but you know, the thing that occurs to me is that pigs are really smart. They're actually as smart as like some dogs. So if you've got a bipedal like pig-like person, they've got to be like pretty intelligent. You know, they probably have their own society, their own language and stuff like that. I guess in canon, the Gamorreans sort of they're in clans. They have clan leaders and stuff like that. So I always thought that maybe, you know, the Gamorreans should get more, I don't know, development as characters, but I always loved that those like weird sort of side characters, the characters like, you know, all the palace guards and the different creatures and stuff like that. So you've got this axe here, which I think is basically, you know, one of the main weapons that the Gamorreans had. I guess in canon they prefer like sort of axe or melee type weapons to blasters, but I think there's been some stories where Gamorreans have had like, that have been like bounty hunters and you know, have carried blasters and stuff like that. This weapon, I don't think I've ever seen this staff or polearm before. That does not want to come out. Oh, there it goes. I don't know if you can see that. I've never really seen this before. I probably won't use that in my display at all. I'm just so excited to have like a 1/12 scale Gamorrean. I don't know why. It's just like I love, maybe because like I said, we just didn't have a lot of the, you know, the main characters as a child. So here you go. You get a nice view. I look at that face sculpt. That is so cool. I love that. His head can go up like that. Can look down a little bit. Tilt's not bad. Can turn his head a little. It's impeded by his, I mean, it's just kind of a big frame. Let's see, it does have a crunch down, arcs back. I think his body is on a ball joint there. Look at this cloth, loin cloth. I love this. This is like, I remember the toy when I was a kid was all like rubber pieces. So this to me is super fun. I just love it. I think this armor is probably gonna get in the way. So his arm can only go up like this. It has I mean, look at that. That's a pretty good bend. It's I think it's, you know, it goes a little more 90. It's like a single joint, but that's okay. Doesn't really need to. I don't know if this, so the hand moves, oops, it can go up and down like that, rotates all the way around. It doesn't come with any extra hands, but that's okay. It doesn't really need to. I think the arm can go, doesn't go that high. It doesn't get, this armor doesn't get in the way. So the leg goes up a little bit. Doesn't have a lot of room. We can get the skirt out of the way. This is kind of a rubbery piece, but still hinders the movement a little bit. And I think this looks like a single joint for the knee. Can go out just a little bit, not too much. Rock on the foot is really nice. It's not all like tight, and look, can go point the toes really well, can go up really well. I love this figure. It's so much fun. Let me get one of the axes in his hand, pretty much the one that he's gonna hold for the rest of his life on my shelf. But I love that. It's so fun. I love this figure. It's a great, you know, deluxe Star Wars Black Series. I'm really gonna enjoy having this in my collection. But I'm gonna put this on my turntable. You'll get a 360 view, and I'm gonna do a little size comparison with some of the other figures in the Star Wars Black Series line. So that'll be coming up right now. Okay, so here he is, the Gamorrean guard in my photo booth. And one thing I did want to point out, I realized that He's got a double knee and actually has, you know, pretty good range there for a large figure. And I like how the kneecap is kind of like floating there. So that's really nice. You can see in the photo booth that he sort of retains his sort of rubbery, you know, rubber mask feel that he had in the film. I mean, I love it. I mean, it was basically like people dressed up in these outfits. I want to also show you the nice sort of detail on the axe, the dirt, or maybe even what rust on his axe. That's pretty cool. He's like, I've got him sort of dual wielding these axes, but also look at kind of the you can see how wet his mouth and his teeth look. I mean, this is a great figure. He doesn't want to stand too well, but here he is. So I want to do a real quick size comparison, and I'll compare it to this other figure. You got Jedi Luke from also from Return of the Jedi, another figure that I really love. So you can see that Luke is just a little taller, and then for kicks, here he is next to he's like not even fitting the frame. Here he is next to Hydra Bob, one of my favorite characters to play around with when I do figure photography. But I'm gonna get all this stuff cleared away, and you'll get a nice 360 view of the Gamorrean guard. All right, here he is. I just want to point out one last thing, which is that I understand that the Gamorrean guards are going to appear in The Mandalorian Season 2. So hopefully we will actually get to see more of them. But let me go ahead and turn this on. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell your friend about this channel. That's the best way to help grow this channel. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Remember to stay home, stay safe, and wash your hands. And thanks for joining me on the Rabbit Report. I will catch you next time. Bye. Remember, you can see more photos of me on Instagram at Rabbit Collect. And subscribe! I didn't realize until after I stopped shooting that his freaking mouth opens. Look at that. That's awesome. Catch you later.